lady
No, it wasn't.
who was talking about she wouldn't date a bus driver. What is her name? Eboni K. Williams said she wouldn't date a bus driver, but just had a baby artificially inseminated in that blew out monkey. This is the definition of insanity, ladies and gentlemen. The brother who passed, that day was happy he passed, he said this.
What would that be?
I'd say 100 grand.
God, you can't make this up.
Can't make this up if you want to. Hit his head. She won't date a bus driver.
Would you date a bus driver? Would you date
if he owns the bus? If he owns it. If he owns the bus.
See, that's a problem. That's a problem.
But had to have a baby artificially put in a... What the f is wrong with this? That is insanity if you ever saw it. I'm talking about cuckoo. You had to have a baby put up in you, but you wouldn't date a bus driver? What is... Oh, my God. Hey, man, I'm scared of these people, man. Look at her. She thinks she's something, too. When she take off that makeup and hair, she look like somebody mammy, like she about to be, by somebody who she had to buy. She had to buy a family and have it put in.
That ain't cheap.
What the... Man, listen, man, these are the women we got to choose from out here. She's supposed to be elite. Only elite to a fool. That's really a pop-up baby right there. I can't imagine you out here, instead of letting the bus driver down when he get off work, you would rather have something slid in you.
It had to do with the amount that he made. How does she know the guy whose sperm she accepted? Unless she got it from somebody else.
She said she know who the guy is.
Oh, well, then that's a different story. I thought she
not know him, just found out she has information on who was the donor. Because you can look at tell she want to pick through what babies she want, but she don't want the responsibility that God gave her to be a woman of substance. She's a woman who accepts substance in her sack so she could skeet out a creature in a few months. Like if you can't get pregnant and they find a way to do it like that, that's different. But I'm just saying, I look at these women, man, and I'm like, these women are insane. And they had the nerve to stand in front of the camera like, boom. Yeah, that's more how she really look right there. I mean, she can get it. She can get it all day long. But I know me. Soon as I get it, her value decreases. What am I doing for you right now? I ain't put no effort into you. So if I'm you, that means you probably accepted a small amount of money that was big to you and nothing to me. That's the way my life goes. I'm divorced now. I've hoes that take tokens, and I'm proud of it. Ain't nothing like dropping a girl back off in a bad part of town after you through with her. That is a blessing from God. To look at them walk back in the jungle.
They said she wanted truck drivers.
Well, she got something trucked up in her. If she get in an argument with me, we are going to talk about what's been shot up in you. Ain't nobody gave you love. They gave you drippings. If the sperm that come out of your penis ain't shot up in a womb, that's a dripping. That's the new name we need to call it.
But did she actually...
We gave her a dripping. You want some dripping?
She say how she...
And truly love, you know what I'm saying? I mean, we may have the one we think look better and maybe we think the sex is better, but at the end of the day, a real man is always going to choose the helpmate over the bitch that's not doing as much.
And how much are you...
He going to choose... Wait a minute, let's make sure he get that out. He going to choose what?
The helpmate, the woman that is producing the most results as far as contributing to the relationship and making things greater.
A man who makes $100,000, $300,000 a year, that's good money. But for my specific life goals at 24,
that's a problem. Because the standards and requisites, and I'm not talking about him laying on his sofa playing video games all day. I'm not talking about that. But the standards and the criteria that we use to measure men is off for who we are as women and who they are in this society.
Allow the money that you make. Okay, now I'm in submissive heaven. This could be nowhere near a leader, but he make a bunch of. So when this makes a bunch of money, we automatically start talking about black excellence. When we was talking about the puff, we immediately put this moniker on somebody that they are black elite and they are black excellence because they've reached a certain level of success monetarily. These niggas don't be black excellence. They just be rich black people.
Provision is not money. Provision is infrastructure. If a man has the ability, the mind, the mental sharpness, and the fortitude to come into your life and provide real infrastructure, then he is a provider. There are seasons in a person's life where they 50 might not look like half the bills, but if he shows up in other ways to supplement and make it make sense, you got to understand that. And I'm sorry, ladies, I'm not sending this as a shot to discourage you, sending it as a shot to wake up. If the only thing you know of provision is a paycheck, then you know nothing of it.
I tell women all the time, you can get any man to sleep with you, but who's actually gonna claim you and be there for you?
The larger issue isn't that women want to be impressed, it's that they want to be impressed by gesture and not the man. Ooh. It's like 300 on the bill. Good. Any with money can 300 on the bill, or any dude that's desperate enough to fake it. Yeah. Yes. I can't. You can't fake generosity. You can't fake humility. You can't fake service. You can't fake leadership.
But then when they find out I had the luxurious Beverly Hills apartment, and it was just a regular Beverly Hills basement apartment, for some reason I could never close the deal with them. Then when they left, never heard from them. Man, I had whites, Latins, in and out of there. And I just got to the conclusion where it was just like, man, don't even talk to them.
Many women who have given guys their body, but don't nobody want to be a legacy with them. That is where feminism come from. I just feel like there's too many scorned women in America. That's my point I'm trying to make. I'm not trying to dog out all women, but I'm saying in this country I live in, there's too many women who have been destroyed. So they try to be
Coffee Museum lunch bar. You owe food if you got somebody out that long. But check me out, bruh. Coffee dates strip people down. Yes, you may feel like you're getting a cheap experience. That's the point, because no one can hide behind money. I can't hide behind how much money I make. You can't hide behind how much money you put into your appearance. Both of us have to actually show up at the table as human beings. We have to engage one another. We have to have a real conversation.
They want men that don't even exist. The new batch, they want men that, they want a born-again dope dealer who's corporate, who makes 6 figures a month, 19-inch penis, who communicates like her best friend, who can lead her, but you can't tell her what to do.
What I want women to understand. You're bragging about these options that you have, but you can probably hit these options up when you in the mood and you need intimacy. But if you were ever in a bind and needed real help, because life be lifing, you couldn't call any of them, right? Those are not men that you brag about if they don't care about your well-being.
Greetings, you polite savages, and welcome to another Tip Talk. Ladies and gentlemen and polite savages, we are about to broach a subject that is bound to bring anger and scorn from the hordes of modern women listening to this program. The only thing that we can guarantee is that you will get the truth. Nothing but the truth. And yes, it will upset you. Yes, it will be a hard pill to swallow, but at times you need to shut up and take your medicine. You ready? Let's go. Luminaries like Kevin Samuels has always said that the number one thing that a woman has to offer is not only her looks, but her cooperation. And a lot of these ladies, these modern boss chicks, what they forget is that they only know how to cooperate if they're getting a paycheck, meaning that your cooperation is for sale.
Why do you want your own?
I'm gonna tell you why I want my own. Because nothing is forever.
So you...
So I'm... Hold on. He's gonna pay me weekly, and I'm gonna save some money, whatever it is. And
I like
that. If he leaves me, I'm not out for that. Like, you know what I mean? I got credit cards, I got things that I could pay my own with.
I don't know. If you're paying all the bills, I'm very submissive.
Wait, take turns doing what?
Take his
cleaning the car.
Cleaning the cars.
Oh, men like to clean their car.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah. What about you, Mia?
Basically the same thing that she said. I'm gonna be doing everything, like, and he just gotta bring home the bacon. I mean, if we have a front yard though, like, we gonna have to figure out who's lawning that, like, mowing that. That ain't me.
I present Exhibit A, Eboni K. Williams, a truly beautiful woman, but the attitude not so great. Eboni K. Williams has said over and over again that she will not settle, that the men that she comes across just don't qualify, and she's dated a lot of different men. But what happened? These men didn't choose to wife her, or she didn't choose to accept and submit. So what happens now? She is a single mother. By choice, she says. She secured some man goo from a sperm bank, and proudly was inseminated and proudly carrying the child by herself. And now she's going to raise a child all by herself. The trials and tribulations all by herself. This independent life looks like it's great. And the worst part is, Eboni K. Williams, even though she has the money, she could probably buy whoever she needs to buy, hire whoever she needs to hire to assist with raising that child. That makes her the top 1% in this nation who can actually afford to do that. With inflation, the price of things, and the price projected into the future, 99.5% of you ladies are far from that position, yet you follow this woman blindly. Lemurs to the cliff.
Would you date a bus driver? You. Would you date
if
a
he
bus
owns
driver?
the bus? If he owns
No.
it. If he owns the bus,
See,
he
that's
owns
the problem.
Black women are availing ourselves to all of the options that our hard work and circumstances currently afford us. And that means that single motherhood by choice is going to be an option that more and more Black women consider and even exercise.
Provision is not money. Provision is infrastructure. If a man has the ability, the mind, the mental sharpness, and the fortitude to come into your life and provide real infrastructure, then he is a provider.
Eboni K. Williams, let's talk about it. So she made the decision to go the route of IVF to have a child. Love that for her. But it's kind of weird that ever since she made that decision, she's kind of been going around promoting single motherhood to Black women specifically. And I just find it odd that it's Black women that she's targeting in this conversation of single motherhood, as if we're any stranger to single motherhood in the Black community.
Exhibit B, this insane lust for things that you see in the world that you can't have right now. That's why so many women say, oh, they would much rather date a scammer or a drug dealer than to date a man who has an honest 9-to-5 working job. Because you see, that 9-to-5 worker, he's not able to jump up and just go anywhere. He's not able to just shuck all responsibility because he has grounded responsibility in this world. But ladies, this myopic view of the future is why you wind up by yourself. But it's a classic case of projection. You know what you want. You know you want someone masculine, but you think that everybody wants what you want because your perspective is self-centered as a person. So when you make yourself more masculine, that boss babe, and you wonder why the men don't want you and why you wind up by yourself and why so many beautiful women are in their 50s wondering why they never had a family. And even if they do claim it's their choice, what they're really saying is that they didn't find the person or the great situation, the perfect situation to have a child in. But see, what you prioritize is what you get. So when you prioritize your career, when you prioritize yourself, that's what you get. You wind up with that. But what really blows your mind is that when women that you consider far less beautiful, far less successful, and far less suitable than you wind up with the man that you think that you should have had. But you don't understand that they are far more agreeable and far more caring and far more helpful than you can ever be.
A lot of young ladies out here that are men in skirts. I look as feminine as possible because I am trying to overcompensate. I'll own it. I'll be vulnerable. I am trying to visually overcompensate for what I know is a default masculine posture that I walk through the world with every day. Of course I do. You see my taxes.
It's better to live alone in the corner of an attic than with a quarrelsome wife in a lovely home. Proverbs 25:24.
Like, I've dated women and been in serious relationships with women that had fathers. And I've been in serious relationships with women that didn't have fathers. It is night and day.
It is.
It is totally night and day, right? Like, just how they view the world, how they view responsibilities, how they view men. Everything is night and day, right? And so when she said submissive, who, me? Almost in a negative light. But then I've heard Mel talk about, I just want to be in my soft life and let go and let the man lead. They are two totally contradictory ways of thinking and mindsets.
And so you just helped me. You gave me revelation.
If we had the ambition in relationships that we had in our work ethic.
Exactly. That's the revelation I just got.
So much easier.
Thank you for watching the Tip Network. Follow us on all social media outlets and ask yourself one burning question. Can you handle the tip? Boom. We're out.